Dick.
Good morning.
Good morning. We're live. Yes. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with the Coaches. This is number 4, I think. Right? So we're gonna have some coffee. Dick already has an espresso. On one. My own.
People are start rolling in.
Special coffee. The mocha pot or percolator, also called.
Morning.
Mark is behind the screens.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes and behind the screens, officially. And well, we have Dick as a guest coach today. So,
Volkmar.
Volk is here. He was on this side of the table last time. So, Dick, what did you do yesterday with King's Day?
Well, in the morning I was first over here again. Then later on I went back home. And yeah, well, nothing too fancy. Of course, you saw some people in the city. Normally I always bike through the Vondelpark, across it, but now some gates were closed, so then I had to make a small detour, but still people were climbing over the fence and stuff. So
really?
It was pretty,
yeah?
it was pretty fun to see, but yeah, so I had to take a small detour, not that crowded as usual, of course, but yeah, some people on the streets. But mostly you saw people hanging out the window and having small parties in their homes and stuff like that. So
did you have any parties at home? Or?
No, yeah, later on with my girlfriend, with a couple of drinks outside in the sun, but yeah, nothing too crazy. Just in the afternoon because it was nice weather. Today, as you can see, we're back in Holland again.
Yes.
It's a little bit less nice to see this, but yeah.
The plants also need water.
We need water.
Yes.
I heard it was about 6 weeks already. 6 weeks we had no rain.
Yeah.
The weather forecast told us. So yeah, I think the flowers will need some rain.
20 people live at the moment.
Yes.
Good morning, everybody.
Remember, it's a Q&A, guys, so if you want to shoot in some questions about anything related to training, nutrition, King's Day.
Or maybe totally something else. I wanted to say some thing this morning about the coffee, because it's coffee with the coaches, of course.
Nice
I really wanted if I have a bigger home to have like a big setup so I can get a nice espresso machine and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, well, we're living in Amsterdam, so a percolator or a makkelpotje is the way to go, you know. Especially if you want to grind your own stuff and then easy and quickly you can make some nice coffee. One of my favorite spots here in Amsterdam is a coffee roastery. And they have a couple of places here in the city, and normally I also buy their own beans and make it at home with my own percolator. But yeah, for now in these Corona times, yeah, well, you can't go out of the door and just to grab an easy coffee. A couple of weeks ago, there was no option to go for I don't know what you may name it. Takeaway coffee. So today I brought my own coffee. It's from Coffee Roastery, and today we made some coffee from this one, and yeah, maybe to set a nice trend to use every time different beans.
Yes,
maybe a nice trend.
That's a good one. So what blend is this?
It's a combination. It's a combination of from Brazil and Ethiopia. And yeah, well, this is just a normal house brand, and yeah, I really like it.
It's pretty nice.
I really like it.
So,
yeah.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys also have some nice coffee at the moment. I don't know if there are already some other questions.
First serious question from Andor. How about the PT sessions starting next week? Do we already have an update?
I think I can answer that. We had a team meeting yesterday about how we're going to set it up, and I think we're pretty set on the schedule for now. Of course, we need to see how it works and how it goes and how many people sign up. I think there will be a post this afternoon on our social media, and you will also receive a newsletter with the information. So if your email is in our system, in our Mind Body system, you will receive the newsletter, and we will post it on Facebook and on Instagram this afternoon. So the update with everything we decided yesterday, as we're gonna run it from next week. So next week, Monday, we wanna start the 4th of May, so just from Monday, update this afternoon. So check it out. All right. Any other?
No other questions at the moment. So people, roll them in if you have questions for the coaches. We have, of course, Fabian, long-term coach. Dick, fairly new, but already rolled in for quite some while now.
Really strong.
Yes.
Bastard.
So
Dick, what did you do? Did you train yesterday or the day before?
No.
What was the last workout you did?
I think I did a 2-minute, every minute on a 2 minutes. I really like let's talk about the every minute on a minute protocol, because I really like this protocol because of the fact you're trying to compete with yourself a little bit, but you're trying to set a tone. You're trying to keep up with the pace, and hopefully you can repeat it again and again and again for different formats. You know, you can say I will do something every minute, or I will do something every 2 minutes, or maybe every 2.5 minutes. Of course, with the competition, I meant by yourself, because it's really more focused on training, I believe, than really like in a normal competition. And why? Because you can really take a step back again and really think about, okay, how do I have to move during these or this exercise, and to trying to keep the intensity up, but like don't blow yourself completely up, you know, with this like typical long workout with like 40-meter run and then 30 box jump overs and then 20 wall balls, I don't know, and then you will have like this very big gap going from like a 4-minute arounder to like a 6 or 7 or 8-minute arounder.
Yeah, because you have time to rest. And if you do an every minute on the minute, or every 2 minutes, you have to start again. So you have to really be smart about how you divide your repetitions, if you break it up, how fast you move. So it really comes down to training tactics, knowing what you're capable of, and then trying to find that perfect balance, so you can do it for 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
And then if you can make like a couplet or a triplet, and you put in one movement that you can do it, but you still not completely there yet, and you want to figure out like can I still do this under fatigue? Can I still do this with a high heart rate? And then put one of those movements in. The other two, you know you can handle it without a doubt. And then you just hit it, and then just of course you have to know yourself a little bit in what time frame your rounds will be. But then to do it again and again and again, and to trying to figure out that your rest time will be mostly the same, then you can build a little bit more confidence and really trying to work more on the volume that you can create with the movement that you lack. And so for me, what I did the last workout, I did a 2-minute every 2 minutes for 10 rounds, so it's 20 minutes in total. I did 4 ring muscle ups, 12 GHDs, and then 24 double unders. And for me, actually, the most challenging thing is still the double under. it's still a thing for me. I know I can do it, but like under that high heart rate, with the fatigue, can I still do it? You know. And then again, why I chose the muscle up with the GHD.
Is it paused?
I don't know.
Can you see?
Niet toch geprobeerd.
No, it's running.
Ja, nu loopt het er, ja. So I think we missed some of your info.
I don't know. Is it did it
No, we're
restart
here.
again?
I think we're here.
Okay.
No, the video, I don't know if it's paused.
It was paused, because I saw paused in my screen.
Yeah, but how's it with you now?
And now it's live again.
Jake, can you move? Yes, see? We're
Sorry
live.
for the break, guys. Getting back to a couple of questions.
Yes.
Jennifer, I think it's best for you to mail me at the info address, and I will contact you as soon as possible. Melanie, regarding the PT sessions, can it be specified towards individual needs, or will there be a daily kind of workout in a PT setting? We talked about it yesterday. You guys want to fill that in?
Well, we're gonna, because most people do body weight workout, fast workouts, the ones we program, and it's not really heavy weights. We want to focus on strength training more, so barbell work. Yes, we're gonna program, because obviously we have a vision and we have a program we want to run. So that's the basics. Of course, if there's some limitations for every individual, or people really have a different focus, as always, we can change to the individual within the protocol we run. So yes, of course, when you come and train, we can always talk about that. Of course, yes. as always, we do that with, I
Ja,
think,
misschien
every training.
vertellen dat we meer op kracht gaan zitten, anders thuis.
Ja, heb ik wel gezegd. Yeah. So yeah, so strength based, but change to the individual.
I
If
think
needed.
mostly the focus will be on all the stuff exactly what you can do at home. We're trying
Yes.
to attack it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, all right,
Melanie is satisfied with the answer.
of course.
Sophie wants to know your favorite CrossFit movements.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's nice.
Well,
That's easy.
I'm a small guy, but I still like to lift heavy, especially like the squat. Like almost every squat, overhead, front squat, back squat, doesn't really matter. But then to still increase a little bit with the different movements, I really like the combination of like technical and high reps with gymnastics. So with handstand push-ups, this can be muscle-ups, this can be pegboard climbs or rope climbs, stuff like that, in combination with a heavy lift. And then this also can be, of course, a deadlift, but mostly the squat is my favorite. And I think Erwin is that, and for that reason he made a workout with only squats.
For your
me.
birthday workout of Dick is 100 back squats and 100 front squats in total.
Yeah, in
1 to
total.
10 back down to 1.
Yeah. And then with the front squats with 90, and then with the back squats on 100. So climbing up the ladder 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way to 10, and then back down.
Back down to
So
1.
yeah.
We call Dick the squat because he squats over 200 kilos. So
But yeah, I was pretty quickly when I came here in the beginning, because first I came here as a member, and then I found out that with the lifts I was pretty good already from the beginning. Also with a lot of body weight stuff because I'm not that heavy. But then with like the really motor, with where you really need a big motor for a big engine with a high volume, with just grinding through. That was really heavy for me.
it took a long time for you to
It
build
took-
cardio.
Yeah. But like to see in a positive way, like almost 2 years ago, I tweaked my back a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but the sports doctor, I had an MRI, all this stuff, and it turned out that just I have like this small birth
Defect?
defect you can
Yes.
call. And normally maybe you will never have a problem with it. Long story short, somewhere in my lower back with one of the L5 vertebrae all the way down touched like my pelvis a little bit, and that's created some inflammation and stuff. So I really needed to scale down my training, especially with all the loading. So no deadlifting, no barbell movement at all, only body weight stuff and like row intervals on the bike, stuff like that. It was all possible. So then I had some time to really build up my engine and doing a lot of interval work, but also a long endurance type of workout. So yeah, worked with that for a pretty long time, and now my strength is also pretty much back. So now I'm even more leveled out. So trying to work out with something that really can be negative at one point, but trying to turn it into something positive, right? Especially now also with these times, trying to figure out if something happens to you, trying to figure out how you change this up and then get the most out of it.
Big question is, did you already do your birthday workout?
Yeah, I did it once.
Ah,
Yeah, because when
this year.
yeah on my
year?
own.
Okay.
How fast were you?
Yeah.
Melanie wants to know, she couldn't walk for 4 days. So.
Oh, okay. I was here all on my own. It was one of the when we just started with all this COVID-19 stuff. I was here on my own and I did the workout. I believe, it was somewhere in a half hour. I don't know, maybe 31 or 33. I'm not completely sure with it anymore, but something like that. But I really wanted to do. I had to do all the reps unbroken.
Horrible.
Horrible workout.
Horrible
yeah,
workout.
yeah. So, but I really knew I want to do it again, of course.
Yes. I don't like my own birthday workout.
Yeah.
To talk about
Oh, yeah.
movements we like. My favorite movement is power clean, as most people know, because I can do it heavily. My birthday workout has a complex.
We did it not that long ago, also, right?
Mhm.
But only the complex part.
Yeah, I think it's 2 deadlifts,
Right?
2 power cleans, 2 push press, 2 front squats, 2 push press, 2 back squats, with 92 kilos.
Yeah.
That's part of the workout, and it's 5 rounds. And you have to do the complex unbroken, otherwise you have to start over again. It's the worst thing ever. Thank you, Erwin, for that. Thank you very much.
So it's like you have this part, right, and then
The,
some benching?
the first part is 400 meter row.
Yeah.
Uh,
Benching, right?
Yeah, I think 30 pull-ups
Yeah, 30 pull-ups, 15 bench.
and 15 bench presses at also 92 kilos.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
And then the complex, that's 1 round, and that times 5.
Yeah.
But power cleans, yes, I like power cleans. And I like devil presses a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I like them. The feeling of the smooth movement of the devil press, if you feel the momentum of the weight going up, very nice, yes. That's why I program them for most of my PTs. Mark, do we have any other questions?
Yes, Rose, good morning. We had a question before, but it was in the start when not everybody was here or a couple of people left, new people joined. So maybe in short, what's the plan from next week?
From next week, we want to start the one-on-one, the PT sessions from the 4th of May, so from Monday. We made a roster schedule. We're working on changing the system, so please some patience with that. But we'll post the protocol and what's coming next week. We'll post it this afternoon. So keep an eye on social media, and if your email is in the system, you will receive a newsletter with the information also. So socials and your email. So keep an eye out this afternoon. Yes.
Yep.
So.
Domenico would like to know, hey team, how would you combine long sessions of cardio, running or biking, with CrossFit workouts from a planning point of view?
From a planning point of view.
So I think he means like in a weekly planning, how would you divide your sessions? That's how I read the question. If I'm wrong, then let me know.
All right.
Let us know.
Well, the question is, what are you training for? If you do long endurance sessions, the longer your endurance sessions are,
Exactly.
the more they interfere with building strength, because the body is set up in a way that it will adapt to what you do most often. So if you do long cardio sessions, and your body weight is heavy, your body will say, well, you need to be lighter because it's more efficient in cardio sessions, and that's everything of 45 minutes and over. So if you do long sessions, and then you're gonna go to, your body is gonna break down muscle tissue to make you lighter, so you're more efficient for cardio workouts. And then if you combine with CrossFit training, then you're gonna build muscle again, so it's gonna work against each other. So we actually don't program long cardio workouts too much. So I would say, if you want to be efficient, combine cardio inside your CrossFit workouts. Or maybe if you do a workout that we program, like today, maybe you will do some cardio as a warm-up, maybe do a 1 mile run, or maybe something that's under 20 minutes, then do the workout, and maybe do something else after. But I would say, if you want to build strength for CrossFit also, stay away from the really long endurance stuff, unless you really enjoy it and maybe you're training for like an event. So I would say, if you combine and you do like 3, maybe 4 workouts a week, CrossFit combined with endurance, short intervals, or anything under 20 minutes warm-up, cool-down, I think you should be fine. How do you cardio now?
And we always do CrossFit, right? So we always get out of breath. But I think also, like the big interval training concept, right? That's mostly where CrossFit is also based on. We always use interval in some way. But of course, with just like a monostructural movement, this can be rowing, biking, skiing, or just normal running. Of course, you can always use that protocol also, right? The longer of the length of the interval training can also be different. You can also still train for like an endurance type of event and still use like a interval training protocol.
Yes.
Because like, let's say you want to run 10K or the dumb to dumb, so 10 miles, right? And still you can like chuck it up into pieces of like maybe 3K, 4K. No, for CrossFit terms, this is already pretty long, but let's say you want to run
Very
for
long.
that, then you can say, okay, you know, I'm gonna you have a pace, you want to run 5:20, 5:25 for 1K, for in the full 10Ks you want to run. Then you can also say, I'm going to upscale my tempo a little bit. I want to be sub 5 and I will hold this for 2Ks. Then I will rest a couple of minutes, do it again and do it again. So still, it's an interval, but on a pretty long base, right? The more regular interval will be, of course, like 200 meter, 300 meter, 40 meter runs. And this is more related to CrossFit, of course. But so you can use the training concept in different ways still. That's always possible. And that's also depending on what you want, of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes?
Any other stuff? Not yet?
Couple of new viewers, so welcome.
Talking about endurance.
No new questions.
The
Maybe you can talk about the 3
yeah.
endurance items on the table.
Yeah. Well, we just had them, right?
Jump ropes.
3 colors. Yeah. Well, let's talk about jump ropes in general, because I think it's pretty fun to talk about it. Because I told in the beginning I really lacked it with my double unders in the beginning. From day one, I could do one, but to really attach them right, that was the big struggle, because I was everywhere with my arms. So of course, technique came in. But
Yeah, and regarding to that, Jonathan already asked you a question.
yeah. Oh.
Is that you had some shin problems
Yeah.
when you started, so maybe
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah, that's also why you didn't do many running and
Yeah.
double unders.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah. Well, it's
beginning,
good.
right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
his specific question
yeah.
is, how did you manage to continue doing double unders
Okay.
without
Yeah.
getting
Cool.
too much pain?
Cool. Oh, yeah. Well, let's discuss that, and then also the material. For me, for Jonathan, yeah, well, shin splints, it's a really nasty thing. You can look at it in different ways, and also shin splints is a really a general term for a lot of different stuff, because your muscle can be inflamed, or it's really tight or really cramped up. The tissue around it can be like too small, they say, and then the muscle is just pounding against it. Or it can also just be like your bone, your tibia of your shin, the regeneration of building from the cells to regenerate your bones, because right, your whole bone system is constantly
Yeah, it's being rebuilt.
rebuilt the whole time. And then for high impact stuff, there can be a possibility, and that's what happened to me. That's what the sports doctor told to me, that this mechanism just was not working properly anymore because of the high impact. It just the cells didn't know what to do anymore. So what happened to me, if I just had did a long running workout, or like a ton of box jumps or double unders, then if I would just touch my shin, so not the muscle, but just my shin, if I touch it, it would really hurt already. So then it was not the case of like the muscle is too tight. A lot of people will get like the soleus or the gastroc is just too tight, and then if you massage it, and then it's all fine. Some people will have that, and then you're one of the lucky ones. I believe so. Jonathan is not one of the lucky ones, so I don't have a really clear answer for you, and there's a lot of discussion about what is working and what is not working. But this was my experience.
But you don't have the issue anymore, right?
No, and that's just simply based on the fact that I don't run that much anymore, because when this all started, and I ran only 2 or 3 times in the Westerpark, and it was already hurting again.
But you can jump now.
Yeah,
Again.
but yeah. So I have to watch out. Like, don't do a workout like triple 300, like running and jumping rope, and let's say also in the combination of the box jumps. Then it's just too much. Yeah, then the impact will be too much, and then it's just like a gentle touch is already hurting my shin, and then I will like feel it for a week at least.
So basically, you choose your poison. So it's like if you have running and double unders and jumping box, you choose either the running or the double unders or.
Yeah. Of course, I'd really tweak with this, right? Progressively trying to build it up. That's just one of the basic training concepts. Mm-hmm. But I find out again and again and again, if I try to make a combination of it into workout, then I will feel a reaction, and that's it, period. Yeah. So I will always, when the sun's out, I will go for a run, like not more for like 400, maybe an 800. But then I'm not going to do box jumps and double unders also. Then I would just do some other stuff. But I think mainly for me, if you count the steps that you take for like a 400-meter run, how many impact that will be, if you count all those reps up, like every step is a rep, I think that's way more than if you do double unders or with the box jumps. That's how it feels to my body, that the reaction from the running is bigger than if I just jump. Now for the double unders, more related. For me to figure it out, I was really tied up, of course, right? We say, yeah, you have to be tight, you have to tuck your elbows in, but you have to figure out a little bit the balance in between, right? Not be too tight, but you don't want to be too loose and just flare out, of course, right? Because you want to keep your forearms to the front. In relation to that, I found out that when I started to work with the metal ones, with the metal handles, I felt where the rope is in the air. I felt where the rope is at the moment when I was jumping. When I did this with the plastic ones, I had no clue where the rope was sometimes. I didn't figure out where it was, and then my timing was completely off. Because I didn't know also when to turn, because I didn't notice is the rope in the front or is it in the back. I don't know where it is, you know. So since I used the metal handles, yeah, it really worked for me. So that was one. So using the metal handles, and then it sounds a little bit controversial, but to do it under fatigue, and then again back to the every minute protocol. When I was completely fresh to this, I just came in, a short warm up, and then I'm gonna jump again and again for 10 minutes, and then it didn't work. But if I felt, I will do like some push-ups, maybe some other stuff to just tire up the body a little bit, but especially to to fatigue a little bit the triceps and or the shoulders. And then I went to jump. I had to be more efficient with it, so I had to really focus on turning from the wrist. Instead of that, I was really being too tight and squeezing the rope too hard. So a combination of that really worked for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What I have is that in my warm-up, I can do double unders.
Yeah.
Then in a workout, usually I'm not the best in double unders. Well, the first set is, and then I get a little tired, and then I cramp up.
Yeah.
And then when I get more fatigued,
Then
I start relaxing again, and then I can jump
Yeah.
again. But
Yeah.
but as most people know, double unders are not my favorite. Also not Mark's favorite, by the way. So what Mark and I did to get better at double unders also, we would, before every workout we would do a warm-up of 21, 59 double unders wall balls. So we do 21 wall balls, 21 double unders, 15, 59, 9. And once we got super smooth at that, we bumped it up to 21 wall balls, 42 double unders, and then 15, 30, 9, 18. And we kept doing that as a warm-up. And it's also just a matter of practice. So yes, you want to have the right material, of course. So that's one. And once you have that, I mean, we have new ropes, and finally, because they've been disinfected from China, Wuhan region. No, just kidding. But materials one. That's, of course, you want the good materials, and then you can practice, and then you can. But just it's also a matter of doing it, getting used to the movement, and then when it's just.
And maybe if some people like plastic handles, that's perfectly fine, right? For me, it didn't work at all. I really needed, when I did it with the metal ones, then I really felt the big difference.
Yeah, I like the metals. Metals nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Volkmar. Shut up, man.
What is he saying? He doesn't like double unders?
Hey, oh no.
One final tip.
Melanie said she never saw me do double unders. I will show you next time. Then Volkmar said, or see me smiling.
Okay.
Ever.
He's smiling now.
So that means we're gonna wrap it up now. No. If you have a final question, roll it in.
Yes.
Otherwise, we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, well, I want to say at least one final tip to prevent that your rope is not going to break, right? Because there is some, it's like a shield around it. But if you're going to do it at home, make sure that you're going to jump on some mat or something like that. Because otherwise, a couple of turns already on the normal tiles or outside on the street, and then the rope will be destroyed, right? The outside.
You'll wear off the plastic
of
the metal cord, and then you'll start like breaking the metal, and then you get all these small.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's either do it inside if you have a high ceiling and you don't have neighbors underneath you like, that's one. Or yes, you use some rubber mat or something to jump on because like the concrete will wear it out. Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, but that's with every rope. So
Yeah, that's with every rope.
we have
Okay,
final
guys.
questions, Mark?
No new questions. Let's wrap it up
Cool.
with the news of the newsletter.
Yes, so keep an eye on the socials today and on your mail. News will come this afternoon about how we're going to proceed from next week, Monday, from the 4th of May. We're having some more coffee, and I think we have some treats in the back because my sister, the pastry chef, she just brought some brownies over, so we're going to have a treat today because
Nice.
it's almost Friday.
Because
Almost. Yeah.
Almost Friday. So brownies and coffee.
Yeah, brownies coffee.
Enjoy your day, guys.
Thanks.
Yes.
See you next day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.